let's break it down. Let's get into it right now. We're talking about last night's game, Monday Night Football. New England Patriots going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, let's start with that news first. We'll talk about the Cardinals for a second. Kyler Murray, MRI revealed that he is out with a ACL tear. He'll be out for the rest of the year, and we probably won't see him until about Thanksgiving. That means probably Colt McCoy will be the starting quarterback moving forward. The Cardinals didn't seem like a playoff team anyway. So let's just start with, where do you think the Cardinals looking ahead into next season? Do you think they'll draft a quarterback for a sort of a backup? Because earlier this year, the road to get to the season was pretty bumpy. You had the Kyler Murray issue. His agent saying that he wasn't going to stay on the team without a big contract. He gets the deal. You have DeAndre Hopkins, who's out for 6 games due to PEDs. Where do you think the Cardinals are going to go moving forward into next season, 2023?
It's interesting. I think with Kyler Murray hurt now and not able to come back until kind of late next year, and the Cardinals not having a very good record, they're going to have a reasonably high draft pick. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in the draft this time. They might pick one in the first round. They might pick a quarterback in the first round. And I think they'll stick with Colt McCoy for next year. If they do that, then I think they'll stick with Colt McCoy and see whether the rookie can knock him out of there and start the season, and with Murray coming back in November.
Okay.
So I think that's a possibility.
Right.
It's a possibility. But I don't think the Cardinals didn't look like they were going to the playoffs either way.
No, not at all.
I think their owner must be pretty disappointed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't played well with that team that they just gave big contracts to. They gave Kingsbury till 2027.
Right.
The GM is hired for a long stretch, and Murray got that big contract. Now he's hurt. It's tough to come back from an ACL.
Yeah.
Right. So, and Kingsbury hasn't done he's done a poor job as the head coach.
Right.
So I'm sure the owner is all upset, and I don't blame him.
I'm gonna say, well, first of all, let's start with that. You mentioned the draft. They currently have the 8th pick.
The 8th pick
in the draft. Yes.
Yeah. So there's going to be a very good quarterback there for them. Prospect.
Fox Sports has them picking an offensive lineman, from Northwestern, Peter Skoronsky.
Yeah.
So I don't believe there's only one quarterback. There's 2 quarterbacks picked in the top, I guess 8. The Arizona Cardinals are not one of them. You have the Panthers picking up a quarterback according to this, and you also have the Houston Texans picking up a quarterback.
Yeah.
So Cardinals are not one of them. Colt McCoy will unless you do something in free agency, which I don't think you'll really have many choices. You are kind of sticking with Colt McCoy for,
he's not bad.
A couple months.
He's not bad.
When it comes to backup quarterbacks, yeah, he's probably one of the premium backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, he is. He's getting old, though. I mean, he's 36, but that doesn't mean much now in the Brady era.
Yeah,
right?
well,
you can play till you're 46.
You still have to be good, though, in order to play there. It's not, you're still gonna have a job there. But this is a big question mark, because Kyler Murray, we saw it last year in the playoffs against the Rams. He did not want to get hit, and then that caused him not to run the ball, which then that's basically the main part of their offense is Kyler Murray running the ball, extending plays with his legs. He just doesn't want to get hit, and even this year he doesn't want to get hit.
I think how Colt McCoy plays the rest of the season will have some bearing on it too. If he plays terrible, then they'll probably try to get a different backup. Maybe. Right? If he plays well, then they might risk it and try to draft a quarterback. Maybe they would draft the offensive lineman because they don't want to piss off Kyler Murray. Right. Right? So, I don't know. It's hard to say what's going to happen.
Yeah, no. I agree with you there. So let's bring it down to the Patriots side now. Mac Jones didn't play that badly. Patriots defense was able to come in the clutch when it needed to and pull out the win here. So right now the Patriots are in the 7th spot for the playoffs. Are they playoff contenders, are they contenders for a deep playoff run, or do you think they're pretenders for a deep playoff run?
Well, there's some criticism out there of the Patriots offense that it's not a caliber offense, right? And that's criticism of Matt Patricia being the play caller when he's really a defensive guy.
Right.
And I think Belichick thinks if you're a great coach, you're plug and play. You can adapt and be really good at any assignment that you get. And Matt Patricia's a smart guy. There's no doubt about it. But
no, he is.
He and Mac Jones have their moments where they don't seem to be on the same page or be getting along very well. You saw it last night a couple of times.
Yeah.
With Mac Jones all upset and saying stuff. I don't think he should be doing that. I really don't. I think it's unprofessional, and I don't think it. I'm sure Belichick doesn't appreciate it, and I don't think it's good for Mac Jones to be doing that kind of stuff in the public eye. Is
it not warranted though?
And even if it could be warranted, but they could talk about it, in the locker room. They don't have to be. He doesn't have to be displaying his anger and frustration out on the field so the fans can all see it. I don't think that's fair to the coach. So anyway, I think that's something they're going to have to work out. Are they contenders or pretenders? Well, you look at the contenders that they're up against. Really, it's the Jets, the Chargers, Jets and Chargers, right? Those are the two. The Dolphins are ahead of them.
Yeah.
They got a game. They're a game ahead there.
Right.
So it's kind of those three teams, principally the Jets and the Chargers, right?
Yes.
The Jets remaining schedule: Lions, Jaguars, Seahawks, Dolphins. That's definitely easier than the Patriots, Raiders, Bengals, Dolphins, Bills.
Yes.
Right?
Very much so.
I think the Pats could win 2 of those games, the Raiders and the Dolphins. They got to win 3 out of 4 if they're going to be contenders, I think, because I think the Jets can beat the Jaguars and the Seahawks. And the Lions are up and coming, right? And they have a shot for the playoffs, so they're going to be playing hard. So I think the Jets have the easiest schedule in the Patriots: Lions, Jaguars, Seahawks, Dolphins. They could win. They'd have to win maybe all 4 of them. If the Patriots won, well, they have to win all 4 if the Patriots could win 3 out of 4. The chances of the Patriots winning 2 out of the 4 and the Jets winning 3 out of the 4, probably that's the more likely. And then the Chargers, they have the easiest schedule of all. They got the Titans have been playing lousy lately, right?
Yeah.
The Colts have been terrible pretty much all year. The Rams have been awful, right? Although now they have got new life with Baker Mayfield as their quarterback, right?
I mean,
and the Broncos, who are awful, right? So the Chargers have a good chance of winning 3 out of 4, easy, maybe all 4.
Potentially.
So it's going to go right to the wire.
It is,
and I'm rooting for the Patriots. They're my team, but I think they've got the hardest. They have the hardest schedule and the hardest way to get there to win it all. They have it's in their control right now. They have the tiebreaker over the Jets, and they have the conference wins over the Chargers. So they're in right now. If it would end, the season ended today, but we still got a long way to go.
Yeah, we do. You mentioned Mac Jones getting mad at Matt Patricia, and I think it is very much warranted.
But in public?
Because someone needs accountability. And that's
but is that the fair way to do it?
That's what I said when the report came out that Bill Belichick is not going to assign an offensive coordinator title to anybody. And I said that. So how about this? I'm not gonna blame him for making calls. Let's do it based on what their titles are for right now, and then I'll break it down later on. So currently, Joe Judge, let's start with him because he was rumored to be calling plays and maybe he has a little, touch in the offense, a little bit of flavor in the offense. He is currently listed as the QB coach and offensive assistant. Well, if he's the QB coach, he's dealing with Mac Jones, developing his game. Mac Jones is the 32nd ranked quarterback in the league out of 37 quarterbacks. Not too good at all. Let's do Matt Patricia now. Matt Patricia is the offensive line and senior advisor for the Patriots. The O-line is ranked 23rd. They are the 18th best team in pass block win rate, and they're dead last in run block win rate. Not a great offensive line, below average. This is through week 16. And even as head coaches, when they do dabble in the offense, because Matt Patricia dealt with an offense back in 2005, so it's been 17 years since he really was a part of the offense minus the head coaching job. So when he coached 3 years with the Lions, 2018, 19, and 20. His totals on the offense: points scored, 25th in 2018, 18th in 2019, 20th in 2020. That's with Matt Stafford. In yards gained on offense, 24th in 2018, 17th in 2019, and 20th in 2020. QB rankings: Matt Stafford was the 16th, 15th, and 13th best quarterback in the years 2018 to 2020, respectively. How about Joe Judge? He was with the Giants. Second to last both his years coaching, 2020, 2021, in points and yards, but second to last in each of those categories. Daniel Jones was the 26th best quarterback both those years. With an actual offensive mind in Josh McDaniels, Mac Jones was the 16th best quarterback. And this was his rookie year. These are the numbers for his rookie year. 3,801 yards, 22 touchdowns, a 92.5 pass rating, higher than Josh Allen, 67.6% completion percentage, higher than Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Matthew Stafford. His yards per completion last year was 10.8, the same as Josh Allen, and his yards per attempt, 7.4, same as Mahomes. So Mac Jones was a really, really good rookie underneath a really good offensive mind. Some people are better coordinators than they are head coaches. And we're going to get into this when we talk about Tampa Bay.
Both Joe Judge and Matt Patricia were horrible head coaches, right?
That's what I'm saying. Horrible. They're better coordinators. Some people are better coordinators than head coaches.
It doesn't appear like they're very good coordinators.
Well, they're in the wrong spot. Joe Judge was a special teams coordinator when late in Brady's career with the Patriots. That's when the special teams was blocking punts. They were doing really well in special teams. Now he's the QB coach of the Patriots, and Mac Jones looks horrible. Matt Patricia was always a defensive guy. Now he's calling offensive plays. Mac Jones is frustrated. He, at the beginning of the second half, on a field goal drive, one of the plays after a delay of game, I believe, Mac Jones waved him off, said, "Nah, I got this," and went back to the huddle. So we're going to talk about this when we get talk about the Bucs 49ers game, but some coaches are just better coordinators. I think Todd Bowles is a better defensive coordinator than he would be head coach.
I agree.
And this league is already moving towards offensive-minded head coaches. Belichick and Todd Bowles are both defensive head coaches. And look at the teams. The offenses are both slow, inefficient, bad in the red zone, can't move the ball down the field. And even the defensive coordinator for the Cardinals even said, it seems like with all the screens and short passes and out routes, it's looking like a defensive coordinator is calling the offensive plays. And he's right. He's 100% right. So I put a lot on the coaches because Mac Jones, I've seen Mac Jones have a lot of talent. I mean, look at his rookie year with an offensive-minded head coach. And what's funny is that sort of
they had a better offensive line last year.
A lot of it was the same, though. A lot of it was the same. Their offensive line hasn't regressed that badly. It really hasn't. Trent Brown is horrible. I'm sorry. Trent Brown is terrible.
Yeah.
At like 6'8", 380, he gets beaten. I think it was the Pierre Strong. Well, I think it was either Pierre Strong or Kevin Harris's rushing touchdown. He got blown up immediately. Just barrel rolled straight through him on a running play. That's why they're the worst in run block win rate, according to ESPN. Trent Brown.
Where do they rank in their rushing offense, though?
The rushing offense is ranked. Once again, they had 8 penalties in this game, too. So, bad coaching. 23rd best rushing team. They are the 21st best passing team. They have a decent defense. They're top 10.
Top 10 defense.
Top third. They're top 10 passing, then the 12th best rushing defense. The penalties are a killer, though. Again, 8 penalties for 80 yards. They went 3 of 11 on third down. They lost a time possession battle.
So you think they're pretenders?
I think they're pretenders because the offense is horrible. And once again, I'm gonna keep hating on Trent Brown because I don't see any improvement. He does that stupid drop block thing to try to get the defenders to trip. All you gotta do is hesitate. Trent Brown goes down, just go around him. That's all you gotta do, and that's what teams have been doing. He's a bad offensive lineman for what he's getting paid. The Patriots paid him a pretty nice sum of money.
He was Brady's left tackle when they won a Super Bowl.
And I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
he seemed to have regressed big time. At 6'8", 380 something, you got to be a better blocker than that. You're getting steamrolled every time the ball gets snapped. It's a costly holding call, which he's done several times in the red zone. It's that or a false start on him. As soon as you see a penalty for the Patriots, expect number 77 to be called for something, because that's what it seems like. You don't hear many numbers outside 77 be called on that.
They definitely have a hard time in the red zone. They haven't scored many touchdowns when they get down there in this short field.
They are the 32nd best team in red zone percentage.
That's terrible.
They're
That's
dead
the last.
Dead last in red zone percentage.
Well,
their defense is very
you could be
good.
right. They need a better offense. They need a real offensive coordinator.
And they just don't. And I guarantee you, Belichick will keep these guys here in the exact same spot next year because he likes he likes his own coaches. He doesn't like to experiment with something new. He just does it. Because I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to.
He likes the defense winning the games. He likes that.
Yeah, I know.
I think he does.
Because you talk about, some players have egos. Bill Belichick has a big ego.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. I think Belichick does I guarantee you, he has 2 Super Bowls that he loves and one that he very much despises. The 2 that he likes is beating the greatest show on turf back in 2000, 2001, and then the Rams-Patriots game back in 2018. Then the worst one would probably be the Eagles one.
Yeah,
where
tons of points.
His defense, thanks to him benching Malcolm Butler, who played 98% of your snaps, was probably your best corner that year. You bench him, they put up 41 points, and Brady's 505 yards couldn't even keep up with that. That was what your defense did. So, you gotta at least put someone in there who's an offensive mind. You have coaches in there that are defensive minded or don't even touch offense or defense. They're special teams. And special teams guys are the 5th string, 6th string players that you bring up off practice squad to try to move them up, or players that get demoted into a special teams role. So that's what Mac Jones is working with right now. And I understand Mac Jones, then they showed it before the game and at halftime. There are some throws where he's not even confident in making. There's an out route, maybe to a Hunter Henry, or there's a throw that he should make, but his mind is like, first of all, the pocket collapses way too quickly for him. And the next thing is,
I think that's part of it, but sometimes he holds the ball too long.
I was going to say, sometimes he holds the ball because he's afraid of making the mistake because he knows his offense is not going to, they can't get that back.
Sometimes I don't think he knows what routes the receivers are running.
It could be that, but then you have 3 people telling you how to work your game. You have Joe Judge inputting, you have Bill Belichick inputting, and you have Matt Patricia running the whole thing. It's just a cause for disaster.
Yeah, well,
so
they tried it this year. We'll see what happens next year.
And it was ugly. It was ugly. Now you got I saw it all over social media. Most of New England's fans are split or rooting for Bailey Zappi. There's not many Mac Jones supporters out there anymore. Even on the big games, they're still saying we want Zappi in. So I think it's unfair. I think, he's getting a little bit screwed over because the Patriots don't really have a true number 1. Devontae Parker is usually a B+ receiver, but after that, who?
I think Jacoby Myers is a good receiver.
Yeah, but he would be a wide receiver 2 or 3 on most teams. I'm talking about a true number 1, and that's probably Devontae Parker, but he's not even really a great number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a look at this here. They don't have a Tyquan Thornton.
They're throwing the ball a lot to Ramondre Stevenson.
He's hurt now.
Yeah. Well, so, not badly though.
We'll see if he's in there next week, but I think he leads the team in receptions too.
Yeah.
And that just shows.
I think the Patriots have a lot of good young players.
They do.
They need to gel. They're maybe a year away.
From what? Being respectable?
They need to improve their offensive line. I agree, and their pass rush. What's happened to Judon the last couple of weeks? You haven't heard his name.
He got a sack and a half last game.
He did okay last night, but in the past couple of games they've controlled him. He hasn't gotten it. And that happened last year. Near the end of the season, the defense wasn't nearly as good. Now, last night it was pretty good, but. We'll see. Going down these next 4 games mean it all now.
No, they absolutely. This is right now. They got to push for the playoffs. But Matt Judon even said he's not the real rusher of the Patriots. It's the dude we have on the graphic, Josh Uche, at number 55. He got 3 sacks in this game.
He had 3 sacks.
3 sacks. So this defense sparked it. Probably
they have a good defense. They have a good defense, and they have young players on their defense. So they shouldn't run out of gas. They should have but Jack Jones got hurt last night.
He did.
How badly?
He posted on Twitter earlier today that it wasn't serious, so he should be out there soon.
Well, that's good.
I'm just wondering if, because Belichick for some reason doesn't know how to, work on option defense, is it the quarterback or running back? Is it a RPO? Is it another sort of run pass play? If Kyler Murray was in there, would the Patriots win this game? I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, last time they played Kyler Murray, they won.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Yeah, and that's with that was with what's his name? That quarterback,
Kyler Murray.
No, the Kyler Murray, but who was the Patriots quarterback? It was Cam Newton.
Was it Cam Newton?
Yeah, it was Cam Newton.
Interesting. If I'm not mistaken, the Cardinals were favorites in that game.
It was Patriots -2.
Was it?
Yeah.
In this game or
and that other one?
I
think they might have been underdogs in that other game.
I think it was. I think at that time they
won it right at the end.
Yeah, I could bring it. It was last year, right?
Ran for a first down. It made the big difference there.
It was 2 years ago, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yes, 2 years ago. And they won 20-17. Cam Newton was 9 of 18, 84 yards, 2 interceptions. This game was ugly, apparently. Yeah, James White rushing 5 times, 18 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the opening line was Cardinals -1. So yeah, they were barely favorites. Barely favorites at home. So I don't know. There's a lot going on right now. The Patriots, they're in ride or die mode right now. It's going to be interesting how they deal with this. Mac Jones, this offense is stagnant. It's ugly.